We're down here in Venice, Florida on the island, and what a beautiful place. I'm just randomly driving. I want to take you through their restaurant district. I want to talk a little bit about their history, the little bit I know, which would pretty much mostly be my image of this. I did Google some things and I found some things out that I've been down here, 13 years, like I always say. Something about this place that just has my imagination of old Florida that is beautiful. And there's something very, very special about this place. There is a place called Nokomis, which is just north, and we have featured that. I just released a video actually from the drone last week. Take a look at that. And from what I understand, Nokomis, Florida was the original Venice. And in 1888, they actually called Venice a different name because of their tree canopies, which is, by the way, very, very beautiful. But Nokomis was actually part of Venice, and that changed over the years. And supposedly the history of this place goes back to the earliest human settlers all the way up to like 12,000 years ago. Now, I really did not do too much information except for read a quick Google. The information I got was the first article that came up on Google, so that's where that credit goes. I would love to hear your feedback. Why don't you put your comments and your history about this beautiful area in the comments, and I think it would help all of us out to understand a lot, because very, very unique place. We are just north of the Sharky restaurant, which is down at the pier, which is known for shark teeth, and north of Manasota Key. Let me think about this for a second. Just south of Casey Key, Nokomis, and a bunch of different beautiful West Coast beaches. And Venice is really in my opinion, one of the prettiest places out there. It really, really is nice. Come here, drive around, take a look. I'm going to give you the best experience I can today on that. I think it's really, really neat. A neat island. Now, one thing that gets my attention about Venice is when you drive from the mainland. Now, let me explain what that means to people who are not from here. You have several different keys up and down the coast. The mainland is main Sarasota, and then there's little islands or keys that are out in the water where you have to take a bridge to get to. You have Siesta Key, Longboat Key, Casey Key, Venice. So if there's any way you can share this post, get it out. I know Venice residents, you have a beautiful place. We're coming down the main area. I want to take you onto the mainland from the island. We're driving westbound, almost coming to the main beach. I'm going to do a U-turn and come back up through the restaurant district, which Sarasota friends and people that are familiar with St. Armand's Circle, the restaurant district reminds me quite a bit of St. Armand's Circle. We're coming up on the main beach itself. This is the sign. I'm going to do a U-turn. When on my Nokomis video, when I raise up and I turn to the left and right, the opposite end is right in front of us. That's what you're seeing from the drone on that video. I posted that last week, and there was actually some people that reached out to me and asked me if I could get them the video. Said I would email that to them. I still plan on doing that. I just have been busy. And as you can see, this beautiful canopy, I'm bouncing all over the place, but I want to make sure you see that. We just went through a canopy of trees, and that's what had a lot to do with the earlier settlers in the late 1800s. I want to get back as we're almost at Harbor Drive. We're right at City Hall and the tennis courts, and we're coming up onto the area that is all restaurants and shopping, very, very similar to St. Armand's Circle. And I will tell you this, hang in there and wait till we go over the bridge to the mainland. Very, very nice setup, and extremely impressive in my opinion. It's a clean, beautiful city, great place to vacation and go. Now, I will tell you, there's a lot of residents in Venice, so it might not be that big of a tourist area, and I could be wrong. Straighten that out for me. I know there's some information with people that will hear this live that will straighten some of my facts out, and I invite that. Please criticize me in a constructive way. I'm not perfect by any means, but I think the value of me bringing this camera to you in these areas is me throwing some things out there with understanding that the facts could be not 100%. Right here to the right and left is nothing more than restaurants, shops, What I would picture is an old town version of beauty. And I don't know if you take that as a criticism or that is absolutely meant to be 100% respectful. This is my vision of old Florida. I don't know if that's an accurate assessment. How is the residents of Venice, how would you describe your area? Put that in the comments for me. I personally love it. I personally drive down this road we're on right now on purpose all the time, even if I have to go out of my way because of how beautiful it is. Very similar. They have crosswalks, very active, very busy place. People walking around all the time. Obviously busier at night and on the weekends and during season. But the weather's still surprisingly extremely nice. Today's a hotter day, but it's not that brutal hot that we will be dealing with all the way. My prediction would be through Thanksgiving this year, but on average it's the second week in October. I'm going to make a left. You can go straight here and it'll give you a beautiful view of the water. The direction I'm going, I have to go up into Sarasota, into the Palmer Ranch area. So we're going to make a left, but I promise you this bridge is a drawbridge. If we're lucky, we'll get the drawbridge effect and you'll see it. One of the prettiest areas. I'm going to turn my camera to the left. So when we cross across this bridge, you get to see a short version of what it's like with the clear water and how beautiful it is. Really, really nice. I also read that Mrs. Palmer, who started Palmer Ranch, who actually settled in where the Oaks is. The Oaks is a very, very exclusive, rich, very private neighborhood down here. That's where her home was, but she was a huge innovator in this area for Sarasota. Big name, similar to John Ringling. She was one of the 5 major names that brought a lot of money down here and a lot of Sarasota to be what it is today. She was a big part of that, but she had a lot to do with the original Venice. That's what I read in that Google post. So there's the Venice Theater down here too. It's right there on the corner. Great place. It's very similar to the Sarasota Opera House. This drawbridge is beautiful. I'm going to swing it back to the left, but I wanted to get you this shot right here. We're at the traffic light. I always, and by the way, there's a lot of different parks that I read about down here that we're going to go to. Great place to be. I personally think this is an awesome place. I would love to live down here. This is awesome. Very short bridge. This is the bridge that I'm talking about. When you come over, it gives you that quick wow factor that's just stunning and beautiful. And when I make a left-hand turn up here, we'll be on 41 after I get across the bridge. Have a great day, everybody. Venice, Florida, beautiful place. And Sarasota Experience, Lenny Besterman. See you soon.